quiet hallway, a champion walking alone, and then a sudden strike. A scream that echoed across the world. Why? 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 In seconds, Olympic figure skating changed forever. No music, no judges, no glittering arena, just pain, panic, and one question nobody could answer. This wasn't just an attack on Nancy Kerrigan. It was the moment the world saw the darker side of a sport built on beauty and perfection. Behind the costumes and medals were pressure, rivalry, ambition, and desperation. One strike turned a championship into a crime scene. Before the scandal, there was struggle. Tonya Harding did not enter figure skating as the polished princess the sport seemed to prefer. She did not come from money, privilege, or elite social circles. But Tonya had something nobody could ignore: power. She skated with speed, aggression, and force. Where other skaters floated, Tonya attacked the ice. Her greatest weapon was the triple axel, a jump so difficult that most skaters avoided it. When she landed it in competition, she became the first American woman to do so. But figure skating was never only about jumps. Judges wanted elegance, posture, polish, and image. Tonya could deliver force, but she did not fit the graceful story the sport wanted to sell. Then came Nancy Kerrigan, graceful, elegant, polished. Nancy looked like the Olympic ideal. 2 skaters, 2 worlds, 1 Olympic dream. And slowly, comparison became pressure.
Now to the scandal that rocked the figure skating world back in the headlines.
Then came 1994. Olympic year. Everything was on the line. The U.S. Championships would help decide who would represent America at the Winter Olympics in Lillehammer. Nancy Kerrigan was one of the favorites. She had momentum, public support, and the image of a medal contender. Tonya Harding had talent, but behind the scenes her life was unstable. Her ex-husband, Jeff Gillooly, was still deeply connected to her world. Around Tonya were arguments, control, stress, and reckless choices. Pressure in sport can create greatness, but pressure around the wrong people can create disaster. Somewhere in that chaos, a dangerous idea began to form. Not how to win fairly, but how to remove the competition. At first, it may have sounded like talk. But once that idea moved from words to action, everything changed. The Olympic dream became a story of fear, betrayal, and a plan that would shock the world. January 6, 1994. Detroit, Michigan, Cobo Arena. Nancy Kerrigan had just finished practice. She stepped off the ice and walked toward the locker room, unaware that history was about to change. Then suddenly, a man rushed from behind. Fast, direct, prepared. In his hand was a metal baton. And in one violent motion, crack, the baton slammed into her leg. The target was clear: her knee, her skating, her Olympic chance. Nancy collapsed instantly. She cried out, "Why? Why? Why?" That scream became one of the most replayed sounds in sports history. The attacker ran, but the damage was done. The footage spread across television screens around the world. Kerrigan was injured and forced out of the U.S. Championships. The competition continued without her. Tonya Harding won the title, but the victory felt strange. Now the question was not only who had won. The question was who planned the attack. And why. At first, confusion, then suspicion, then shock. Investigators quickly realized this was not random violence. It was planned. The attacker was Shane Stant. He had been hired and sent with one mission: injure Nancy Kerrigan badly enough to damage her Olympic chances. But Stant was not acting alone. As police followed the evidence, the story moved closer to Tonya Harding's inner circle. The names began to appear: Jeff Gillooly, Tonya's ex-husband; Sean Eckhart, her bodyguard. Others connected to the plot. What looked like a hallway attack became something bigger. A conspiracy linked to people around one of Nancy's fiercest rivals. The biggest question remained: did Tonya Harding know? At first, she denied involvement. But as evidence and testimony grew, the pressure tightened. Eventually, Tonya admitted she learned information after the attack and failed to report it. She still denied helping plan it, but the damage to her reputation was enormous. Some saw her as a villain. Others saw her as a troubled athlete surrounded by dangerous people. Either way, The scandal was now bigger than skating.
Attack on her competitor, Nancy Kerrigan, just weeks before the 1994 Winter Olympics.
Despite everything, both women made it to the Olympics. Lillehammer, Norway. 1994 Winter Games. By then, this was no ordinary competition. The world was watching for sport, but also for drama and answers. Nancy Kerrigan arrived as the athlete who had been attacked and still came back. Tonya Harding arrived under suspicion, surrounded by reporters and public judgment. Nancy stepped onto the ice carrying pressure few athletes could imagine. But when the music began, she focused. She skated with control, grace, and strength, and she won the Olympic silver medal. Then came Tonya, her moment, her chance. But almost immediately, the drama continued. During her routine, Tonya stopped. Her skate lace had broken. She went to the judges, crying and pleading for another chance. They allowed her to restart. But the interruption damaged her rhythm. The pressure was too heavy. On the same Olympic ice, Nancy rose. Tonya fell further.
Why?
After the Olympics, the consequences came fast. The scandal moved from television headlines into legal proceedings and sports discipline. Tonya Harding pleaded guilty to conspiring to hinder the prosecution. She received probation, community service, and financial penalties. But the sporting punishment was even more devastating. The U.S. Figure Skating Association banned her for life from its events. Her 1994 U.S. title was stripped. The sport that had defined her since childhood was effectively taken away from her. Her career was destroyed. The triple axel that once made her historic was now overshadowed by one question. What did she know, and when did she know it? For Nancy Kerrigan, the path was different. She recovered, returned, and became a symbol of resilience. For Tonya, the scandal became inescapable. Every retelling returned to the same hallway, the same scream, the same question, why?
Push me that far anymore, because I've been nothing. And I've been nothing several times.
This story exploded worldwide. News channels replayed the clip again and again and again. Before social media, television created its own version of virality, and the Kerrigan attack had everything. Beauty, violence, rivalry, Olympic pressure, class conflict, and mystery. Nancy became the graceful victim. Tonya became the accused outsider. Suddenly, figure skating was not only about medals. It was about morality. Was Tonya evil? Was Nancy innocent? Was the media fair? The answer depended on who was telling the story. That is why, decades later, people still argue about it. Even today, the Tonya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan scandal remains one of the most unforgettable stories in sports history. It had everything. Talent, ambition, pain, violence, media obsession, and a dream damaged by desperation. Nancy Kerrigan's scream became a symbol of shock. Tonya Harding's name became permanently tied to scandal. Figure skating, once viewed as elegant and untouchable, was suddenly revealed as a world filled with pressure, politics, and human weakness. But the story still refuses to be simple. Was Tonya Harding the villain? Was she a product of chaos, pressure, and bad decisions? Was Nancy Kerrigan robbed of peace, even though she still won Olympic silver? Maybe the story never disappeared because beneath the crime and headlines, it asks a deeper question. What happens when the hunger to win destroys the meaning of competition itself? One strike in a hallway changed 2 lives forever, and one question still echoes. Why? What do you think? Was this the biggest scandal in sports history, or the most misunderstood story? Let me know in the comments.